I don't know why I'm laughing.
Already.
I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm sorry.
Anyway, hello and welcome to episode 2 of On the Back Hash Perc Talk, where we just focus on percussion. My name is Cedric, and I'm here with my friend Will, and we are going to sit here and do what we do best and watch and react to a various amount of percussion lot videos from DCI this year. And this is going to expand. We're going to be watching a bunch of different stuff as this goes along, but it's DCI season, so we're going to concentrate on DCI. So today we're going to watch a Bluecoats video. Now Will, you suggested watching this. So what made you want to watch this video with everybody?
I didn't watch the whole thing because I wanted to get a solid, real reaction. But the couple minutes that I did watch, I watched maybe about a minute or two, and it was just, first of all, it's a solid production. I want to give a quick shout out to Innovate Percussion because that's where the video is coming from, and we love Innovate Percussion and other companies.
Yes, sir.
And there is. I think it's a package of, I just love how Bluecoats do their thing. And even in the lot, it's just so inviting to watch. And the moment I was watching it and I started, it's also one of those things is like you start hearing those notes or those things that happen that you just don't hear on the field. And you're just like, okay, I'm gonna have to save this one. So it really caught my eye and my ear. So
I'm looking forward to it.
This will be a true, for real reaction.
Yeah, because I hadn't seen it at all. So usually most of these videos, he suggested me and I was like, all right, let's see it, because I don't really go out searching for them. So I'm looking forward to seeing it too. I like what they're doing show us, so get a little bit of detail look about what they're doing. So all right, man, well, let's get it started.
All right, let's go. Just the intro alone.
And at the end, it was more like this spaceship kind of thing. We were high up looking over the road, but the front console was shaped like a van, and it still had the convertible top. The guy who was driving me around was an older dude, an old hipster with a weathered voice kind of like Lou Reed's.
So the use of hemiolas, just to add a touch of difficulty like that. Like Prosecco thing coming out of the front of something. Nice stuff.
Oh, yeah. Such a good balance and blend between the whole ensemble.
And neither the front or the back is trying to fight for our attention. They just play well together. Step play.
Nice there.
Yeah.
Baker should know.
See, and all those runs in the pit are understated.
I didn't know what.
Yeah. All those. See, I never really heard a lot of those runs before, but they're very.
And see, that's That's why a good reason why a lot of people like the live videos is you get to capture these moments that you don't normally hear, and then when you go back and watch the show, magically those moments now start to
Yes.
pop out more, and that's awesome to me. That's a big help.
Yeah, because I don't mean
Life. All of a sudden, this cat in a sports car came out of nowhere and just cut us off. My man slammed on the brakes and narrowly averted a mashup. Got my blood boiling, but I wasn't the one driving.
do not underestimate the tambourine work here.
I'm telling you.
And the timpani work. There's nothing like a DTI timpani player, man. The stuff that you're asking them to do.
All that split in the snare. Ooh, good intro tenors. Okay, beat change.
Yeah, very. It's shift change. Effective writing. Some people may look at that part as it was super easy, but no, it was written that way for a purpose. Nice trade off from drum set to tenor. That's hard on the field too.
Yeah.
Because that sound is going, that transfer is going from front to back.
It pulled right up behind that cat in the light was staring at us from his rear view.
Space interplay between the battery instruments. Yes.
Yeah, good control on the low end, boy.
Yes. Nice choices of timbre right there.
I'm telling you, they're all over the place. I think people take it for granted, some of the little things that really make a show. That's a good rough tenors.
Yeah. Really appreciate the contribution from the vibes as well. They're not just playing chords, they're actually get some of that beat too. Yeah. Very cool keyboard right here.
Yeah. Just it's just such good writing. It lays in the pocket without having to slam down your throat.
Yeah. And this right here is doing exactly what it needs to do for the show.
Exactly.
It's funny how sometimes with dreams, you don't realize it was your friend. Looking back, maybe all these different people were you in the dream. And they're there to lead you to either good or trouble.
I love their transitions.
They're probably one of the best in the business at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice.
The car was as well. That is one part watch it out.
A little fuzzy on the intros. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing with me.
Okay.
For me, it's like not everything has to be like I think I said this before. Not everything has to be in your face. It doesn't have to be wham bam, thank you, ma'am, slams everywhere. That show, to me, even the percussion alone, you can go on a journey, and it's like the percussion can give you a musical journey about the show and the concept and everything, and then the ensemble will give you the visual journey. Everybody together, you get the visual journey. Like that's something you can just sit back and just listen to
Yeah, I
and
was
just
thinking
ride.
that about the first quarter of the way through, and it's like this sounds like the backing track of something, or just something that you would go back and just listen to if if audiobooks were really like audiobooks and like just let music tell the story. Uh,
Yeah.
that's basically what we have here. It's very, I keep using the word very smartly written, but the longer I've been around the activity, what I realize is there are a lot of groups that have hands, and I'm talking DCI, indoor, WGI, high school, whatever it is.
Hmm.
There are groups that have hands, but the product that they're being asked to play does them a disservice. So when you watch groups like the Bluecoats and like the last time we watched SEV, and granted, those are two completely different styles, but both of them do an excellent job of letting, first of all, playing as a percussion ensemble and
Yes.
not just a front ensemble and a battery section, and
Yes.
then letting what they do complement or enhance what the winds are doing. And this show really does a really good job about it. It's a super subtle show.
Hmm.
It has its moments that are loud and all that good stuff, but for the most part, it just tells a story. You just sit back and just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
Very understated, and I know we're talking Perc, but from a full core standpoint, I think the fact that it is so understated, while you have all of these hot energy shows like Boston and like Crown, it's something
Hmm.
different. Which,
Yeah.
me, I'm all about being the palate cleanser for a show, doing something that
Yes.
nobody else is going to do,
Hmm.
and taking people on, like you said earlier, a journey. So I really enjoyed that, especially catching all of that front ensemble stuff that I hadn't really got to catch, just watching it on flow.
Yeah, because I noticed that they took a really ambient year this year, just different timbre sounds throughout the whole percussion. Like we're gonna do like the brushes on the tenors and stuff,
Hmm.
and all the different intricacies that the front is doing as well. And like you said, it's no shot to any group, but sometimes you can tell a group where they are very heavy in the battery and the front may be lacking. The front might just do their job just enough, but the battery is clearly playing more or doing more.
Hmm.
And I think sometimes that can hurt. And sometimes I think a lot of people can get you know, maybe side blinded or something from that. Because in the end, the groups who do and who have been able to create that full package might fare well in the end. And this is kind of one of those shows. It's like it's going to be hard to top. Why? Because it's clean. It's got it has its difficult moments because you can't deny that their difficult moments aren't there.
No,
There are. Now, obviously, there are multiple groups that you can make claim that are playing harder than them, but is their full package like this? Because a lot of people, I know I've heard people are talking about, well, Blue Devils look young this year and everything, and maybe their book is not as hard as it used to be, but at the same time, Blue Devils is clean,
yeah,
top to bottom,
yeah,
just like Bluecoats. And there are going to be some upset folks because some folks are going to think, oh, well, I thought this group should have won. This group should have won, blah, blah. Well, I'm trying to tell y'all, and you'll hear me say it all the time. It is not called drumline.
no.
It is called
The
percussion.
percussion
If
cap.
that front ensemble, it cannot match the drum line. If the drum line is playing a million notes, the front ensemble needs to play a million notes. And everybody needs to be clean. They got to match. You can't have one doing the other and then stuff. Because I've judged a lot of groups where the front ensemble was stronger than the battery.
Mhm.
So it's just it's just one of those things. So it's not a shot on anybody, because it can be hard, because I've designed and written shows myself where sometimes it's like you put more into the battery than you might do in the front ensemble, and it can be hard to find that balance sometimes. But that's one reason why I picked that, because it's like it's that okay, we can calm down moment. Because I know we say this a lot in indoor. You get a lot of groups. If you've got, it's already loud. We're inside of a gym. You got 5 groups that just went back to back with each other, and everybody is playing quadruple forte all the way up here. It's just rams. There's not a dynamic marking in the whole show. And then finally, somebody comes through and does what Bluecoats did, and calms it down. And you rest. You get a chance to rest your ears and stuff like that. Because at some point, you're going to want it. I'm telling you, you're not going to want to watch 15 some odd groups come through on the floor, and everybody is ramming.
Just a tasteful use of dynamics, a lot of control when it gets down to the bottom end of the dynamic range from all guys in the percussion. And then very intrigued with the use of timbre. We know Bluecoats is masters of electronics. They probably do it better than anybody else in the game. But it always is done very tastefully and within the palette of what the core needs. So it doesn't become obtrusive, because a lot, they will do these, they'll do the echo effects and all that good stuff, and you'll notice those, but then like you'll get to like a lot tape or something like that, and you're like, oh crap, they're doing this too with this part, and then you got the different timbres. Bluecoats are not afraid to use ethnic drums at all. Our extended tambourine solos this year, just making sure that they're using a lot of different instruments in the percussion idiom to get what they need to get out of it. So that was a good video. I'm glad I got to catch that, because now when I see it again, I'm like, all right, this is that one part when they did this stuff. Because I'm always interested. If people listening or watching hadn't figured out yet, I'm more of I'll lean towards front ensembles, but so I'm always interested on how people do their set up their marimba writing and their vibe writing, and how to use harmonic choices and melodic choices. Because with this type of show, there are parts where the chord progressions don't give them a lot to work with. It might just be repeating 2 chords over and over again. And anybody who's into jazz knows that that's hard to improvise over, because you have less scales that you can work over to do that. So for them to come out, and have a creative use of runs to help, whether it might be the same run just up 2 or 3 octaves, or doing a minor or major or a modal variation of that said run. They maximize what they could do with the limited harmonic, canvas that they had. So, Free, it was just really interesting to listen to that, because I don't write runs just to write runs. If I write a run, it's doing something. And for them to write a lot of those runs, and then they all lead to something else, and they all serve their purpose.
Yeah, and they were so fitting. It wasn't like some runs you hear where it's like, golly, it's like you threw in a bunch of notes because you felt it needed to be difficult on purpose, instead of it being, you wanted, best way I can describe it is probably you wanted it to be flashy difficult instead of musically difficult.
Yeah. Virtuosic.
Yeah.
And you see that from the percussion groups at the top. They're not just gonna any run that they put in the show, it's gonna have a purpose, and usually it's to drive the music forward, or even pull it back. There was one year a long time ago, SEV's runs had 5s and 6s and 4s and 3, and the way they wrote it, it was just it was a big ritornando that they wrote, but it was just so eloquently put that it was just like, dang, like you better be on. Because the moment you blink playing that whole thing's a wrap. So yeah, very and you can see. I mean, just by listening to that and watching that, you can see why Bluecoats is up there in the rank. It's like the top of the percussion chain is going to be weird. It's going to be different this year, and it's almost going to be like it's going to be a preference. It's going to be who's judging that night and what do they like to listen to, because they're all, BD's got their thing that they're doing and doing well. SCV's got their thing that they're doing and they're doing well. And so them two are battling back and forth. I
back
think
and forth.
Literally,
I've noticed that.
I think every other show, the other group wins. So who knows what's going to come out of that? And then of course, you got Boston coming up with their Blue Thousand notes. And Crown said, "Hey, don't forget about us. We're playing some notes too." And then you got Bluecoats who, for something completely different, So you got all these groups, in the top 5 or 6. Oh, and then Cavies, whose front also everybody knows about the front.
Oh, right.
So you got them. We just named 6 or 7 cores, and then within the mid tier, you got folks battling. We got Colts beating Troopers and drums.
Oh my gosh.
So it's a lot.
And Troopers just beat Blue Knights.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
So
everybody took that pandemic year. It was like, oh, so this is what we needed to do all this time.
A good buddy of mine, Terry Sanders, and we need to try to get him on one of these. So Terry, if you're listening, come on. But he said he might have saw it somewhere. He even said it. It wouldn't surprise me if he said it because he has a lot of wisdom. But he's like, if you sit around in this pandemic and didn't come out with a new skill or a new appreciation or for something, you wasted your time.
Yeah.
You wasted your time. And I think a lot of these cores took some time to reevaluate what they were doing. And this might be the highest quality drum corps that we've seen from 1 through 15 in a long time. I mean, 1 through 15.
Almost ever. Because, you got to go. I'm trying to think who can you even say is at the bottom now?
I mean,
everybody's been intertwined.
Well, the first 15 slots are there now. You start talking about 17, 18, 19. I mean, we know who down there. I mean, I'm not trying to call anybody out, but I'm not because like I said, those guys and girls are working just as hard as everybody else, and that's just one of those. Show design has just as much to do with a core success as talent does.
All of that, because there's some that have. I know for a fact they got the talent, but the show's just not hitting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, so you can only do so much with the product that you're given. So and that's the weird thing because I've never designed for core. I write for our my high school marching band and whatnot, but I know, like, for me going in, it's like, all right, here's what I got. Here's how I can write to put them in the best position. And I don't know how much of the music is written for the core before they know exactly who they have and whatnot. Because take, for instance, we've seen some cores that have, and these are more like open class cores, but we've seen some cores that have a full-blown, 15-person battery, but they also have a 15-person horn line. Well, you can't write the same book, for a 50-person line, if your horn line is 15, as opposed to a 50-person line when your horn line is 64. Like, you can't write the same book.
You it's almost like you feeling like that you're trying to save the show when you're actually hurting it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you feel like we're the bigger section, so we've got to do the most work. Actually, in reality, no, you're hurting the whole group because y'all are. Even if you're close to being the same size, that instrument is still going to overpower the smaller horn line. So
they are built to project sound forward at a loud volume. So, it's just being smart and being aware of what you have and writing for what you have. And a lot of people will ask, well, why are other, keeping it to drum lines, why are the top 5 or 6 drum line percussion sections better than, substantially better than the other ones? And it's part of that reason is, yes, they have talent, but what they're being asked to do is being very, very well thought out and very, very well written to where the kids can have success. They don't put nothing in front of those kids that they don't think those kids can achieve. And DCI will put the water hose to stuff just like anybody else will. If it ain't working, it ain't working. That's why they have critiques. So a judge can be like, I know you like this 5-lit over this 7, and this 5/16 bar, but it's not clean. It's not happening. Is it worth? And we see how close these numbers are. A 1/10 of a point is a 1/10 of a point. And you blink wrong.
Big deal. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
So, so they're doing their due diligence and writing smart and making smart choices before, during, and even after the season, I would say, because, the smart ones are already planning what's 2023 going to look like. So, but yeah, so yeah, good choice, man. Of course, I know you're going to have good choices. You can't really go wrong this season. There's not a lot you can go wrong. So,
no.
But before we wrap this up, of course, if you like what you're seeing or hearing, make sure whatever you're paying attention to, this is now on Spotify as well, or Anchor.fm. So if you listen to podcasts on one of those, make sure you hit the follow button and notification button. That way you can know when we upload episodes of this. And then if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button. That way, we know you're listening and watching and all of the good stuff. And it's free, 93. Yeah, so when stuff is coming up. We're probably going to pop some of these out a little bit more often, just because these are easy for us to do and quick to do. So like I said, we're not on a set schedule. It may seem like it because I think the last one we posted was last Friday. It was either last Friday or last Saturday. And we're recording this on a Thursday night. Not that you care.
Telling all business.
But yeah, so be looking out for these. And if we got the same shirt on, mind your business. What you saying? Mind your business. We doing what we do. But yeah, we got a couple of. Right. But let us know in the comments, what did you think about the Bluecoats? Or who do you want us to watch a video of? Like I said, this is going to be an ongoing thing. So once this is done, between DCI and high school marching band, we might go back and watch some old videos from the past and react to some of those as well. So if you got videos you want us to watch of your group or your favorite DCI group or whatever, hit us up in the comments. Let us know. We got a couple that we got on the list already. So the list is short right now. So the quicker you jump on it, the quicker we can get to your choice and all that good stuff. And like if you're a high school kid or something like that, or a college kid, and you want us to watch a video, we'll be sure to shout you and the college out. And so you can tell all your friends and all that good stuff that, we're giving you guys some love. So that's episode 2 of Perc Talk for On the Back Hash. Will, you got any closing remarks?
I was just going to reiterate the exact same thing you said. It's a great idea. If you got any ideas. Just like Cedric said, if you have your own high school group, let us send us the video link or tag us in something and say, hey, do y'all guys mind talking about our line or giving us some feedback, even if that, or if you've got a suggestion for a corpse that's out this year. And like you said, even after the season's over with, like you said, we can go back to some old stuff and some past videos that have come out. Yeah, just engagement, whatever ideas you may have. Just like you said, click that notification bell on YouTube. It's on the back hash everything. So we're on YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, like you said, Facebook.
Might be doing Twitch later, maybe.
Might be doing Twitch. On the back hash everything.
Yeah.
So search us on everything. Follow us, like us, comment. Everything helps. We'll shout you out. Like you said, this is something fun to do. I mean, we always do stuff like this all the time. We can call one of each other up, be about a completely different topic. Completely ain't got nothing to do with band or anything, and somehow the conversation turns into band.
Yeah, we'll bring it back.
Like, man, I went on vacation to Florida and was on the beach and whatnot, and then you know what it reminded me of?
Man, when we was in Pensacola,
they did what?
And we was in Pensacola warming up on the beach, and it was hot. What?
It was so hot. It
Yeah.
was so hot. It reminded me of those Hot Rolls Rhythm X did that one year. What? That ain't got nothing to do with the beach.
Nothing. So, yeah. And if nothing else, come for the shenanigans because we're fools and we'll laugh at anything. So, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. More to come soon. So, like I said, keep in touch, stay notified, and be engaged, man. Just type some stuff, talk to us. Don't be afraid to talk to us. We just two guys who love drums and love drum corps and all the marching activities. So, all right, with that, I'm Cedric, and that's William. And that'll conclude episode 2 of Perc Talk. We'll see you guys later.
Yeah. Out.
I thought we weren't doing that. Okay.
Are we not doing that? God dang it, see?